guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is Real Crime Uncovered, your ultimate destination for heart-pounding and thought-provoking crime stories and trending gist. It is not a common occurrence in Nigeria that someone would come out publicly to confess their involvement in the killing or murder of another person. But sometimes in July 2023, internet users in Nigeria were dumbstruck with an open confession by a 26-year-old Nigerian known as Benjamin Nanyereugo Best, popularly known by his Instagram handle as KILED. Benjamin Best is a Nigerian who hails from Abia State. He is an Instagram influencer, a punter, a crypto purveyor, and a blockchain developer. He made wealth at a very tender age. At 26, he's accomplished so much, albeit his wealth has always been questioned. 2 years ago, he was arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Nigeria, EFCC. He was held, questioned at the EFCC custody. After a while of being questioned, grilled, interrogated, he was released as they did not find any viable evidence to keep him or to substantiate their suspicions. Benjamin Best has been in a secret relationship with a young woman, a 21-year-old social media influencer known as Austa or Osedion. Augusta was a final year student of the KILED University in Ibadan, Oyo State. Augusta, popularly known by her Instagram handle and friends as Austa, was from a close-knitted family. Her father was said to have abandoned them when she was only 6 months old, so her mother had to raise her and the brother all by herself. Augusta, growing up as a little child, watched her mother go through so much hardship just to put food on their table and to send them to good schools. Augusta was only 5 years old when she vowed that she was going to work so hard to make life easy and beautiful for her mother. She made that commitment the night she watched her mother, unable to sleep, moving herself and her brother from one side of the bed to the other in order to avoid the rain that was dropping on the bed from the leaking roof. They grew up not having the silver spoon, but she was determined to make one for herself and her family. Ever since then, that little girl put in her best in her education up until the time she got to the university. Trouble actually began when Augusta's mother, known as Cordelia, made several attempts to reach her daughter via her phone, but all those attempts were futile. She also made the same attempts to reach the daughter's boyfriend, talking about Benjamin Best, but none of those calls were successful. Like the instinct of any good mother, Augusta's mother sensed trouble. She became worried. What could be happening to my daughter? Why are her numbers unreachable? Why are Best's numbers also unreachable at the same time? That was a very unusual occurrence for Augusta's mother, who was fond of keeping in touch with her daughter at every given point in time. If she doesn't call her daughter, the daughter would call her. And so she knew that all wasn't well. Her instinct as a mother kicked in, and she was determined to get to her daughter at all costs. And so she reached out to her daughter's roommate, and her daughter's roommate in turn took her to her daughter's boyfriend's house at Oral Estate in Aja, Lagos, Nigeria. When they got to Oral Estate at Best's house, there Augusta's Mercedes C30 was parked in front of the building. But surprisingly, the building was locked. All the knocks, the banging on the gates, on the doors, they were all without any response. Now that even heightened Cordelia's fears. Is my daughter okay? She wondered. Especially in these recent times where so many tales are flying about how young girls are targeted by men, most times their boyfriends, for money rituals. Augusta couldn't be more worried. And so they went to the police station and made an official complaint. All this was happening on the 15th of July 2023. There at the police station, she made her complaint, and a team of police officers were approved to go with her to Benjamin Best building at Oral Estate to confirm what exactly was happening there and why the duo, talking about Augusta and Best, weren't in any way reachable via their phones. And so the police arrived Oral Estate in company of Cordelia and the roommates of her daughter. There the police forced the door open. The sight that greeted them was not a pleasant one. It was something that could only be likened to a nightmare or a horror movie, either of which isn't a pleasant one. To their utter horror, they discovered Austa's body, lifeless body, lying in the pool of her blood, with her genitals allegedly missing. The body was already fast decomposing, implying or indicating that Austa was killed some days before she was discovered. The question then arose: who killed Austa? Where is Benjamin Best, her boyfriend? There at the crime scene, the police recovered a note, handwritten, suspected to have emanated from Benjamin Best, the boyfriend of Augusta. And they took that evidence as exhibit. Augusta's body was then taken to the Yaba General Hospital, where it was deposited in the morgue for autopsy. Shortly after Augusta's body was discovered at Benjamin Best's apartment, Benjamin Best, who was already on the run, took to his Instagram handle to drop shocking revelations, more like confessions. Benjamin Best wrote, he said he was sorry for the damage that he had caused and the pains that he had left. And he said everything happened due to betrayal, cheating, toxicity, and all. He went on to reveal even more shocking details. He said, we got into an argument and a fight ensued because of something I'd rather not say to protect her image and respect for the dead. And he said, all that led to an argument and a fight, which led her to picking a knife, and the stabbing occurred. He said he was ready to turn himself in and say nothing but the truth. He went as far as saying he knew he had just few days left on earth, but he was committed to say the truth and do the right thing. This 26 years old man went on and on, writing and writing. Everything he wrote pointed to one thing: a confession to murder. He also went on to debunk the rumors that were making the rounds on the internet that her private parts were missing. He said that her private parts were not missing, that they were intact, alleging that all those pushing those narratives were determined to spoil his name and to spoil his reputation. And people were like, Wait, is our ear paining us? Is it that we're not hearing well? Is this guy still talking about reputation? Is he still talking about spoiling his name? He went as far as stating that he was going to be accountable and he was willing to pay with his life as there was no justification for taking another's life. Interesting. People went on to say that. It's interesting that you know all these things you're saying, but we are not interested in all this long talk that you're having with us on the internet. Can you do the honorable thing already and turn yourself in to the police so they can carry on with their investigation on what you have done to Augusta? Oh well, the police concluded their investigation and Augusta's body was laid to rest amid tears, wailings on the 9th of September 2023. That was after an autopsy was successfully carried out, of course. Now, 2 months after Augusta was killed and about a month after she was buried, the Nigerian police was yet to arrest her killer. And so people began to tweet, to write and tag the Nigerian police, asking questions what they were doing in respect to the killer of Augusta. On the 10th of October 2023, the Nigerian police declared Benjamin Best Nanyereugo wanted. The police stated that he was declared wanted following the exhaustion of all available options to get him to come or turn up to the police and explain circumstances leading to the killing or the death of Augusta Osedion on the 13th of July 2023 at his apartment in Oral Estate, Ajah, Lagos, Nigeria. After the police declared Killer Boy or Benjamin Best wanted, so many people expressed a deep sigh of relief. Oh God, finally. We hope that it won't just stop at him being declared wanted, that the police would take active, calculated steps to bring him in or even extradite him if he's already in another country as it has been alleged, so he would come explain and answer to his crimes, one which he openly admitted and confessed to. The news of Augusta's death and the confession of Killer Boy on Instagram generated an array of reactions by different people holding different views on what had happened. So many people sympathized with Augusta's family and they felt that she didn't deserve to die like that. Many who knew her expressed how hardworking she was and how her only crime was falling in love with the man she thought had her back and loved her back in return. Augusta had dated Best for 3 years. So it wasn't a case of just meeting someone or hooking up with a man for money or something. A solid relationship was built by those two over the years. So you don't expect trust to be missing. That Augusta trusted Best that much shouldn't have led to her death. And then another group of people held the view that so many young ladies these days just want to make it quick. And so they go about moving with Yahoo boys, guys that engage in rituals and all sort of to make money. This group of people believe that such girls are excited to spend this guy's money without necessarily questioning them as to how they generate their wealth. And so it appeared that group of people or this group of people didn't really express much sympathy nor even empathy for Augusta or her family. In fact, some went as far as blaming her mother to have failed in her responsibility as a mother for allowing Austa to get into a relationship with Killer Boy. But I'm like, is it written on the forehead? How could she have known? One group of thought held the view that Benjamin Best was a ritualist who wanted to carry out some rituals and needed blood for that purpose. And so he used his girlfriend Augusta for that ritual purpose. And this group of people believe that every explanation that Benjamin Best was offering via his numerous writings on Instagram was nothing but total BS. They said that Benjamin Best had planned what he wanted to do to Augusta. He successfully executed his plans and then took off to his heels, went on the run, and never said a word about it until Austa's body was shockingly discovered in his apartment. This group of people said that Benjamin was just determined to do damage control with all that he was writing, as they didn't believe his story one bit. And then another school of thought held the view that Augusta's mother was not without a blame in what happened to her daughter. That school of thought expressed and alleged that Cordelia knew Augusta was in a relationship with Benjamin Best and that she was benefiting financially. Even the house that Augusta's mother was living in was allegedly bought by Benjamin Best. They alleged that Benjamin Best spoiled Augusta's mother with a lot of material things that blinded her from seeing the danger that her daughter was involved with. These people believe that if she wasn't blinded by those material gifts, as a pastor that she is, she probably would have seen the danger ahead and stopped her daughter from getting caught up in it. As you know, there will always be a group that will strike a balance on all opinions. This group of thought held the view that why should anybody blame Augusta for falling in love? It is not strange or out of place for a young woman, a 21 years old, who was doing well for herself, to fall in love with a 26 years old. This group of thought held the view that that was not one of the cases of a young girl dating a man as old as her father or grandfather, where people could conveniently state that she was there for money. She was dating a young man in the range of her age. And that young man was doing well for himself as well. There is absolutely nothing wrong in the two falling in love. And they also believe that accidents happen. According to the suspect version, he alleged that they got into an argument and he mistakenly stabbed her in the process. So this group of people believe that that is a huge possibility, that not every case of killing is or should be tied to rituals. So guys, are you new to my channel? If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to know when next to upload a story. If you enjoyed following details of this story, give us a thumbs up. Leave your thoughts in the comment section on what happened to Augusta by her own boyfriend. What do you think about what happened to her and about Killer Boy's confession or on police declaring him wanted? Do well to share this video. In the meantime, guys, it's a cold world out there and you can't just be too careful. So take care of yourself, take care of your emotions, take care of your mental health. Be kind to yourself, be kind to the people around you, and always, always stay safe. I remain Dorcas Ige Olukun, and I love you guys.